Okay, February 27, 2021. I'm wearing my hat this way. I look different. Some people scan videos and say, looks recognizable. So I think I've heard this message before. Although based on the lack of response or comments, or I don't think the message and the one they assume is similar to this, which it isn't, is understood anyways. So let's make this one about democracy. Let's make this one about the power we all have every day without having to go somewhere and put a piece of paper in a box. Like a ballot is the power of our voices, right? What we want to role model, what we want to encourage and discourage with role modeling. So I'm seeing Tiger Woods was in an accident, and for days, even on BBC, I kind of don't see the mention of the cause of the accident and what would be charges laid against him, because most of us lend our voice endorsing people that should not be role models, right? If he agreed to be interviewed by an expert that would really candidly expect a promise of self-disclosure, we would see, yeah, this guy has overcome a few adversities, but I mean, he's still mostly a culture breaker than a culture repairer. I mean, he has a lot of followers, and yet he gets into a lot of trouble, and you gotta shove accountability down his throat, but it's still more harm than good, right? I mean, it's lucky nobody else got hurt from this accident, but even if they didn't, there should be charges laid for something. Right? I don't think the actual computer of the car went nuts and got taken over in some way or became the cause. And if so, then the accountability would be with the company that manufactured the car. But, I mean, there's a lot of, there's probably a great story that's inspirational, but we are aiming very low with our standards for who to idolize and who to devote a tiny bit of attention in our day to and endorse and forward on and share these kind of messages on our platforms or in our conversations. I mean, look at Ryan Reynolds, a fellow Canadian, let's say, recently donated more money again to a charity that hopefully will have the help that it's meant to go to the people that it's meant to. Because if I won $70 million in the lottery here, I tell you, I still don't know who I would want to donate it to, and I would want to say to the charity, I said, are you sure you're asking me? Because here's how I'll donate to you, is if you allow me unlimited access to study your culture and see where the money would go. And if you accept this in the promise of, let's say, $1 million, but I devote this much of my time to do the assessment and deliver it to you with my recommendations, with a final answer of whether you've passed or not as somebody that I would donate $1 million to, is if you agree to this, there's the risk that without fudging any data and delivering it to you openly, is that I would also incorporate in this agreement that you pay me $10,000 for having devoted my time to see if you are really who you claim to be. And of course, there's some charities that suffer from so much HSD. They think they're going to get this $1 million when they're not. They're going to get an invoice of $10,000, and it would, it'd be a legally binding thing. And it's not me wanting to get $10,000 out of them. It's me being a culture repairer for free. Of course, I'd end up waiving this, but show this is your true face. I'll waive the $10,000, but you just hurt your reputation by allowing me to prove you're not who you claim to be. And it's sad because we need you to be in culture who you claim to be. So Ryan Reynolds, I mean, I'm more of a Marvel fan, eh? And that sounds Canadian. And I actually have to say that I kind of enjoyed that Green Lantern movie. I think it came out same time as the first Thor. And Thor was all right, but I was surprised to have enjoyed the Green Lantern movie more. There was more personal development happening with that character, I think. So better role model. And then you made fun of that later, having had the opportunity to play that and even play previous, Deadpool roles. I'm pretty ashamed of Deadpool as a character. I would say shame on you, whoever it is that thinks that it's okay to put Stan Lee, even if he agreed and more or less knowing what was happening in his older age, to be in a strip club, you know, in a scene in that movie, is actually, I think it's pretty shameful to have done that, and to have a character that is, that, you know, it's sad. I think it's Captain America, maybe it came out during one of the Deadpool movies, and Captain America also a more wholesome character, but the ratings weren't as high, so it's kind of sad. And Ryan Reynolds, here, let me give you a chance to prove to me and the world that you are actually more than your image, right? So when I was in Uganda, I noticed that there were some children sometimes that were wearing hand-me-down, you know, t-shirts of Marvel characters. I think there might have been one time, but most of them didn't even know who Spider-Man was and what I was talking about. So, again, shame on you, Disney or Marvel and whoever owns characters and thinks that being a hero is becoming a millionaire or doing all the horrible things that Deadpool has done, where at the end of the movie there's one tiny redeeming moment. So shame on you. So Ryan Reynolds, let's me and you go to Uganda and bring books, right? There's sometimes free comic book day from Marvel, where, you know, it's to promote more sales and knowledge of the characters, whatever. Just, you know, don't bring any Deadpool comic books, because I don't think that character lends well to being role modeling to children. But let's bring any donations from Disney, or as long as there's no, you know, supernatural or religion or monetary paradigm nonsense, but just simple books, you know, simple ratings, and bring them over there. So you can bring all your entourage, you know, if you want, your stuntmans, if you want, you know, your doubles, and to protect you. I'll be okay. I've become pretty good at protecting myself. And what we're going to do is just go to schools and hand over these books for free. And that'd be great, because over there, books in schools are rare, in libraries are rare, and you actually, you know, they search your bag. You can't even go in with a bag, because you could steal one of these outdated books that have counterproductive paradigms that might have been donated by, you know, religious organizations. So it's pretty, you know, they're protecting what is actually toxic for their culture. So just bringing simple books, and bring t-shirts, whatever you want to, as long as it's not Deadpool. And we'll give them away, right? We'll actually not just you know, do a photo shoot. We're actually going to do the activism. Me and you, Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds, as most Canadians define success, which is pretty sad for me, is you are so successful compared to me. You're so good looking, awesome body. You know, witty, creative in a lot of ways, but I tell you, when it comes to evaluating a person for being successful for sentience and sapience, the confidence that I have under those definitions, don't worry, I won't be walking on eggshells around you. I'll be pretty confident about who I am compared to you and your entourage. And again, if we do this, Ryan Reynolds, please don't make this photo shoot related. You know, like, just release some photos and videos years later. You know, don't make it about, you know, promoting a movie or something like that. And then you'll be my hero maybe, and I will have had a positive impact on you, and I'll be proud of myself. So again, democracy is the decisions we make every day. So if somebody that loves Ryan Reynolds sees this name, right, on my, this will be a democracy blog on my YouTube, please share it with them. So this is how you promote, you know, activism instead of nonsense versions of what success is as a human being. All right, thank you very much.